Have you ever wondered how smart bombs got so smart? Before we had fancy GPS and laser guidance, the US military had a top-secret weapon that was, well, for the birds. Literally. This is the wild, true story of Project Pigeon. Back in World War II, the famous psychologist B.F. Skinner had a revolutionary idea. What if we could use animals to guide missiles? And not just any animal. Yeah, the same birds you see in the park. Skinner believed he could train them to be living, breathing guidance systems. Here's how it was supposed to work. Inside the nose cone of a missile, there was a small cockpit. But instead of a pilot, it housed 3 pigeons. Each pigeon faced a tiny screen that showed a live image of the target ahead. Skinner trained them, using food rewards, to peck directly at the image of the target, like a ship or a building. Now, for the genius part, if the missiles started to drift off course, the image of the target would move on the screen. The pigeons, wanting their treat, would move their heads and peck at the new location of the target. These pecks were registered by sensors connected to the missile's fins. So, if the pigeons pecked to the left, the fins would adjust to steer the missile left. If they pecked up, the missile would go up. It was democracy, but with birds. And the craziest thing, it actually worked. In simulations, the pigeons were incredibly accurate and reliable. They were focused, determined, and ready for duty. They were the perfect pilots. So, why don't we have pigeon-guided missiles today? Well, despite the successful tests, the military top brass just couldn't get over the idea. It sounded like something out of a cartoon. They thought it was too bizarre, too unconventional, and frankly, a little bit ridiculous. Imagine trying to explain to the public that our national defense relied on pigeons. So, in 1944, the project was scrapped. They decided to put their money into more conventional electronic guidance systems instead. Project Pigeon was briefly revived in the 1950s by the Navy, but it was eventually cancelled for good. B.F. Skinner always maintained that the military's refusal to embrace his idea was one of his biggest disappointments. He believed they missed out on a highly effective, low-cost weapon system, all because it seemed too weird. It just goes to show that sometimes the most brilliant ideas are the ones that are hardest to accept. So next time you see a pigeon, maybe give it a little nod of respect. You're looking at what could have been a war hero. What do you think? Was Project Pigeon genius or just plain crazy? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more weird history.